Yeah, I mean, you can always pick like a ranged carry who doesn't really mind too much about Darkseer, or maybe like his Lifestealer banned out. Well, Lifestealer's still in the pool. Or the Druid. Yeah, there you go. Another hero. Yeah, Lifestealer was actually banned out, but still. Druid deals absolutely fine with Darkseer. Darkseer will go and cut the lane. Druid will farm under tower, but he's got a bear, so he's fine with that. And things are pretty basic.
I like this Darcy pick, like, because it also gives them the opportunity to run an aggro try with the Lich Jug and the Earth Spirit, and they can just put the Darkseer in a 1v1 against the Beastmaster. It's not easy to try lane into the Keeper of the Light Tusk and possibly Druid, but I think it's okay. Like, if you can catch this Keeper of the Light out of position, you have good kill potential. And you give your Darkseer this favourable lane against the Beastmaster. I like this Druid pick, though. It's really hard to play into, especially when it could go mid as well, depending on the matchups. And they ban the Dazzle. It's interesting. I guess having that sustain for the bear.
Another thing about the Druid as well, sorry, is that they can also go the yet another cancel through spin.
Yes, true.
With the root, so so much stuff going down on this Juggernaut right now. He's gonna have a bad day.
Are you ready?
Go.
Lone Druid gets level 25. It's just off the bat, obviously.
All right, yeah.
And then he gets the minus 0.5 seconds bear base attack time.
The making of any good strat.
And then Beastmaster gives him attack speed. Someone's going to buy an AC, obviously, as well.
Sure.
And then the bear just
in
enters...
a beast, in a raw.
It just enters final, like, anime mode. And then it just destroys the whole base.
Yeah, that's true. That'll be a thing. And an auto root machine gun as well. Don't forget Inner Beast is there from the Beastmaster as well for that aura, so...
Is the 0-second Entangle cooldown a 25 talent? I think it might be.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
I think so.
Otherwise, you could have taken that at 20 and the attack speed at 25. And then he would be a permanent root.
Maybe it is different. I don't know. I'm not a low Druid player, and nor do I have a plan to be.
I imagine they could pick something like half safe here that could play mid or side lane that could possibly swap with the Druid depending on the matchup. We'll have to see. What do they want to go for here? They have really good push potential with the Beastmaster and the Druid. Maybe something like a Pugna might be okay here. Ooh. It's a little bit risky against the Earth Spirit.
They have enough push, really. Like I don't really think they need to take that kind of risk. I think you just go for something standard. Like, okay, yeah, they go for the puck.
It's okay. It's really good at controlling the surge as well.
It gives them some team fight and a bit of like AoE to throw down as well, which they're previously completely lacking, and also gives you a bit of magic damage, which previously was just the Kotl. So I think it's definitely a good idea to basically make sure that you've got all those bases covered and that they can't just build a Crimson Guard and then be really effective against all of your damage. But yeah, as you say, they've got some nice stuff. They've got Silence from the Earth Spirit, but they are pretty weak on lockdown on the side of Team. But what do Team go for here now in the mid lane? I mean, they could run the DK into the puck, just like compLexity just did to them, or they could be a bit more creative.
I feel like they lack damage again, the same as last time. So with their last pick, they need something that deals with the Druid for more damage, and they need something that can lane okay against puck, and also needs a stun against the puck. I think DK's okay, but I don't want them to fall into this trap again of not having enough damage to be able to deal with these tanky cores. Like, Beastmaster and Druid are not easy to bring down, and you have to focus this Keeper of the Light and puck in the fight somehow.
They could Visage again.
It's not a great Visage game, though. It's not quite so easy, because the puck does really well against you in lane.
Yeah, the puck will have a nice time, but I don't know. We'll see what Team want to do.
I'm trying to think of other gunner heroes. They could. I mean, he could play Jug, and Sammy Boy could play something else. Because at the moment as well...
Or Kunkka?
Kunkka's okay. I don't mind that. That's a decent shout. Lane's okay against the puck as well. Gives them a bit more thwack in the fight. It's a bit more team fight. You've got the
nice combo with the Darkseer as well.
Vac into the Torrent boat as well. You're right. I'm just worried that if the puck gets yours this game, I don't know how he dies. It's going to be really difficult to bring this puck down.
Chat's saying OD.
OD.
Well, I mean, one guy in chat's saying OD. I guess he probably doesn't speak for all of you, but...
They could go for the DK.
How boring. Okay, so Team go for the DK, and the ensuing damage issues might come into play this game as you're struggling to see really how they can do the damage, but I'm going to give it a go.
Were you at ESL Birmingham where whenever DK was picked, everybody just booed?
Everyone booed, yeah.
We just hated it.
Thanks, that's our home crowd right there. British people do not like DK.
And then every time Pango was picked, we just loved it, see? all these interesting heroes we love, but DK's just so one-dimensional. Yeah?
But you know what? I'm into Limp Puck. I think that's pretty exciting. I'm excited to see what he can do on this hero.
I'm interested to see how Limp plays this matchup now it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Because he did really well against Gunnar last time when Gunnar was on the Puck and Limp was on the DK. So let's see if Gunnar can get revenge here and, you know, really push Limp back himself this time.
This is scary though, because there's no bigger shame than losing a lane in one matchup and then losing the inverse matchup as well. That is just, you can't...
That's why you practice your 1v1s.
Yeah, that's true. You got to pull a Hassan and battle your brother in 1v1s all day.
The Hassan Super Bowl.
Yeah, you know, that's what they used to do. That's like when they were back in Pakistan, they used to just spam 1v1 Shadow Fiend non-stop, and apparently that makes you really good at Dota. So
practice makes perfect, guys.
After this game, you and me, you know, until our next cast at 1 p.m. tomorrow, we're just gonna spam out Shadow Fiend until we're the new Hassan.
Do you reckon you'd win one?
Oh, not too sure how I feel about that. Anyway, let's get into the game.
I'm excited to see Z-Freak on something a bit more playmakery this game. We had the Elder Titan last game, which was obviously really good, but I really enjoy watching him on these kind of like more mobile heroes. They can really get stuck in, you know, involved in these fights. Have more roaming potential as well. I feel like Elder Titan's a little bit more static of a hero.
Once again, I completely forgotten the fact that I actually have to spectate this game. So let's just sit up and get into it. See, this is just too damn comfy. It's too nice a time. As we get into it, game number 2, Team versus compLexity here in the StarLadder Minor Qualifiers North America region. They're battling it up for a place in the finals. Who's it going to be?
I'm going to go with compLexity. I think they just proved that they were a little bit of a better team last game. Obviously, they scaled a little bit better than Team before, but I'm also interested to see how this Lone Druid does.
Where's this Kotal gone?
He's just hidden.
He's in the ground. A sneaky boy. He's going to wait here and get the Illuminate Blast in the mid lane. And
he just dropped a ward down from the trees. So
he's going to stay here for the distance.
Okay, fair enough.
No. Okay, never mind. I'm wrong.
Did they put the ward down mid on the Dire side?
Nope. He doesn't even have one. He doesn't even have one. Nusham doesn't even...
I think Nusham might have been trying to bait out that he might have put a ward down there. So if Radiant put a sentry there to try and de-ward.
Where is the other one on the Dire?
They might have only bought one unless they've given one to the Darks here. Down in the bot lane.
No, there's DK. No, I've only bought the one ward.
I mean, that's fair enough. Sometimes... I mean, we used to see some teams not even buying any of the wards at the start and just focusing on buying regen to win the lanes. So.
Oh my god, 3-4-3. I mean, in a way, that's a great play from him, but on another way, Team, what are you doing, guys?
Yeah, this is the problem. If he'd have tried to pick up the rune before, this would have happened.
Yeah.
So now he steps up a little bit too far again, and he's going to pay for it.
Yeah. I mean, is a deny worth it? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if he'd have just denied and walked away, he would have been fine. If he'd have tried to pick up the rune, he would have died.
Yeah. But he denies it and dies, so... I don't know. I think he just go and take it and just take it for the team.
I'm going to die anyway. I might as well just take the rune. Yeah.
I think that's a real play. Oh well. It was a good start. In the end, he does end up dying for it. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, you got Miracle and Z-Freak laning up versus Brax and Nusham here.
What's Z-Freak taking at level 1 on the Tusk? Is he taking shards? Or is he taking tag team? He hasn't leveled yet. Okay.
Hasn't taken anything. He's still in the old learning pool right now as Nusham dragging the creep wave, the Pied Piper off the creeps, and with this double iron shell, they'll be able to nuke that wave down nice and quickly there as Z-Freak can, but watch.
Did you see what they just did? The Darkseer blocked the big camp and the Earth Spirit blocked the small camp. So
wow.
They cut the wave and they can't... It means the Lone Druid can't pull the creep wave to the big camp himself to try and farm them both.
So Bear's going to have to tank it all. But that's not really a problem though. So
no, he's fine.
Another hero, this would have been a really sick play. On Druid, not so much.
I mean, it just means...
But it still helps.
Yeah, I mean... They're just going to annoy them as much as they can, pretty much. They're just going to skip the creep wave. If the Darkseer just tries to stay in lane, you can't really pressure the Lone Druid at all. So.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
Limp styling on him.
Limp is getting close to the ultimate embarrassment in the middle lane.
I mean, there is a big creep wave coming to the DK, though, at least. Okay. So he has got some CS to catch up on.
But gets lanced up here. Can't afford to die right now. He's actually got the spear on DK as well, just as interesting cosmetic there.
I mean, Gunnar's not hitting his brief fires onto the puck, so the puck isn't taking any damage reduction at all. And now
Yeah,
he's
and
going to be able
that's-
to pressure the DK really hard under the tower.
That was a winning factor of the last lane as well, so we'll see if this one is the same. And Limp landing some good silences as well, though, taking a ton of damage from the tower. Let's try and ruin the
tower
CS.
hits.
And
That's fine.
yeah,
Whatever.
he's just playing with the CS, so he's happy with that. And this lane will continue to be a little bit of a quiet one for the time being, but interesting to see how things go. And of course, Gunner catching up, but you need to win the lane to get your pride back, my dude. Unfortunately, the pressure's on right now. Meanwhile, from the top lane, it's IX, Mike, and Sammy Boy versus 343 and Death as they play around on the creeps.
Yeah, I mean, this Keeper of the Light's probably going to look to try and pull as much as he can onto this big camp. You see he's going for it already.
Yep.
Just try and mess with the creep equilibrium a little bit.
Yep, and pulls that one back. And down the bottom lane, again, they're still just blocking these camps. Both of them being blocked up. I mean, yeah.
I love how they're doing it like almost religiously, though. Just to try and stop the Radiant gaining any kind of advantage down here. They're happy to just, it feels like, just trade farm, like flat down here.
Yeah, and hope that their advantage comes in the other lanes.
Absolutely.
And it also makes this Tusk feel particularly kind of impotent here. He can't stop them taking the creeps. He can't pull. He can't really do much. So Z-Freak...
The problem, though, if the Tusk leaves the lane, they're just going to pressure the Druid really hard.
Yeah.
So he basically just has to sit here and protect his Druid.
I think they thought that Z-Freak was gone there, actually, as they come in for the into the creep wave and start pushing down on these creeps. The Rock going to fly through as well. They want to get this bear nice and low. That's got to resummon in 2 seconds, though, as they're actually going to face themselves onto Z-Freak here. They're looking for him in the trees. Z-Freak has the shards. He's also holding a level, so he could get the Snowball if he needs it, because he's getting followed by Brax here. Snowball now leveled up. Should be able to get himself away as a roll comes forward from Nusham, but guesses in the wrong direction.
I think Nusham thought he was going to be snowballing to the darks here.
Oh,
but now Tusk is TP'd out. They're just going to go for the Druid instead.
Yep, the Roar comes out, but they will continue chasing him down with this Iron Shell. And
if they can kill him now, he doesn't have resummon on the
Roar
bear.
comes forwards, they get him. Miracle could be in some real trouble right now. As you say, no resummon on that bear. If he dies, it's critical, but they can't find the kill. And they're not going to go for the bear either. They will settle for the creep wave.
This is a problem, though, because he's going to miss out so much XP under his tier 1 tower here when the creep wave pushes in. The Druid might just have to TV back to the tier 1 here. Not where he wants to be.
Well, Puck harassing hard onto Gunner in this middle lane. Still holding that advantage. And, yeah. Limp kind of showing off a little bit here as he wins both matchups, pretty much. I mean, the lane's not over yet, but still not looking too pretty for Gunner in the middle lane.
Look at the difference in skill points that Limp's done on his Puck, though. He's actually just not taken phase shift at all. He's just gone for the pure nuke damage.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, his laning stage is going to be a lot stronger than Gunner's was
Death
last
goes
game.
down up in the top lane, and Keeper of the Light will be able to get himself away. It looks like they got quite low on team, but they did manage to get the kill onto that Beastmaster as they're fighting over that rune.
I mean, that's the power of the spin and the Frost Shield, though, isn't it? You always have that constant kill threat. As soon as you can step out of position, even on this tanky Beastmaster, it just doesn't matter. Sammy Boy tanks a wave to the face.
Yeah, it's cool. He's got this healing ward behind him doing its job. The little kitty waving away.
The boars. Oh, the healing ward dies just before the boar's going to hit it.
That's very sad as Nusham comes rolling in with the Frost as well on top of Sammy Boy. They're going for a kill, but beautiful shards coming out from Z-Freak there. And now the Snowball as well, trying to keep his friend alive as the Illuminate coming bashing through, but they will be able to find a kill onto Death. Maybe they can get the return kill onto Sammy Boy. They're chasing him into the trees, but Sinister Gaze, the Illuminate's not going to find the job as Sammy Boy gets a salve to save himself. And 343 still chasing, but the wand is popped from Sammy Boy, and the Juggernaut is going to live. However, 343 might try for one more. He's got a mango in his pocket. How much can he do? No, he's not chasing. He's given up.
That's really unfortunate for the Beastmaster as well. He just TP'd back into the lane again, so unfortunately going to be a walk of shame for Death.
It's going to be a long walk home. Meanwhile, Gunner still continuing to struggle in this middle lane, and yeah, I mean, you really... maybe it's
too badly.
He's not, but it's not a lane you should... I don't know. It's not really a lane you feel like you should be losing. But then again, you know, Limp has played the game differently, and it's interesting as well.
Look at his skill build again.
Yeah.
Skipped coil.
Oh wow, he's actually just skipped coil. Yeah. It's interesting to see like Limp has seen what went wrong for the enemy in the last lane and has adjusted accordingly, which I think is very smart. It's a sign of a very good player. So
I mean, Limp must have played this matchup so many times. It's really cool to see how he adjusts to these things. And I'm pretty sure those creeps just saw that courier come, give him a ward, and then he put it down. I'd be very surprised if that didn't get dewarded quickly by compLexity.
Yeah. Meanwhile, there was a death again at the top lane. This time the Juggernaut does take a fall. And finally, they get their sweet revenge on that Beastmaster.
Yeah, they've just committed 3 heroes up to this top lane now because they've known that Z3 can't really stop that Darkseer from farming anymore.
Feels good.
And if you see, like, the Lone Druid's just pulled the creeps to the big camp in the bot lane. So he's just, you know, happily trading farm with the Darkseer. Farming that big camp as well at the same time.
Yep, now Miracle getting himself a bit of an advantage down here now that there's no more shenanigans going on with the blocking and all that stuff, and life is pretty good. So, all in all, things looking pretty great for compLexity throughout this laning phase. We'll see what Team can do things to pull things even once again, and their idea is to gank this middle lane as X-Mike comes in.
Not sure about this.
That Observer Ward is seen by Limp, so Limp is going to know people are here, and yeah, he's just going to play this one out.
That was really awkward. I think Newsham tried to roll up to the hill there without breaking smoke. And they're gonna...
Limp does get greedy here. He goes for the ward and might pay for with his life here as they get the stun out. Frost as well. Silence going to follow through as well. Puck nearly made the great read there, but does end up paying with his life as he goes for the D ward. I mean, I don't know, man. He saw the ward go down. He played defensively, and then he's like, oh, man, I got to get me a ward. You know, and you know how he feels. Meanwhile, Sammy Boy in trouble up here. There's not going to be a Frost Shield available for Mike. So Sammy Boy is going to fall again as Z-Freak, Death, and 343 put on the pressure.
I mean, that's completely worth it for compLexity, though, I feel like. The fact that you're killing off their main source of damage again. Same as last game. If you kill off this Jug, where else is the damage coming from? Like, Darkseer and DK are nice, but if the Jug isn't getting the farm this game, I do worry for Team. Especially with how well this Druid's farming down in the bot lane. He's cruising away.
Yeah, this is the classic Darkseer versus Lone Druid matchup. It never looks too good for the Dark. Well, I mean, it does look good for the Darkseer, to be fair, but it looks better for the Druid, which isn't what you want when you pick Darkseer into a lane.
Yeah, you really want to be pressuring hard, don't you? And the Druid's even gone for Midas. What a shock. I mean, Midas has been the story of the day so far, it feels like.
It really has, yeah. I mean, I think in this in NA, it's the most Midas I've seen, but I think we've got Forward Gaming to thank for that, as they were the guys absolutely spamming it through the last qualifiers for the major. Meanwhile, Death will die in the top lane. There's a lot of action going on up here. Would you think? And that was actually an Omni Slash as well onto the Beastmaster to find that kill.
Did he not use it a while ago though? It still has a 50-second cooldown.
Oh yeah, my bad. Never mind.
You might have used it before to make him weak before the actual kill.
Yeah,
happens.
I'm sure that was the case.
That's all.
Definitely wasn't wrong. Z-Freak and 343 looking for this rune. There's going to be a Cuddle Blast charged up, but Team are looking for blood instead. Is he going to go for it? No, this time he doesn't get it. Alex Michael grabbed that rune, and they also get the other one down the bottom. Actually, all runes going for Team right now, so compLexity struggling to get the runes here as they come in. Limp, though, looking to fight up. Spirit in a lot of trouble. He's going to be dropping. The Cuddle Blast going to come through. Not connect onto Sammy Boy, though, who is well out of this one.
They have a Roar available, I think, so they could keep chasing here. I think Death's level 6 at least, anyway, on the Beastmaster.
Did Team all name themselves .Revenge, or is it just Sammy Boy? It's just Sammy Boy. Do you reckon that was for the last series, to get revenge on them kicking Gunnar?
Maybe.
I hope so. I hope he's just sticking up for his bro, like, oh, don't worry, I'll tag myself, like, we're going to get revenge for you, Gunnar, don't worry.
I mean, Sammy Boy and Gunnar are good friends. So,
yeah.
It's entirely possible.
Very good friends, some would say. Tusk in a bit of trouble as Roll comes in. Silence as well, and they'll be able to blow up Z-Freak. Meanwhile, Wales comes out a little bit too late to save his buddy. Though he's going to go for the big Cuddle Blast here as that does land onto the DK. Now the Roar comes out. They want to bring this boy down. Gunnar in trouble. Goes around with the stun, running backwards towards the enemy base, trying to get... I don't know where. He's going to die. Did he forget? I don't know.
I mean, he's just drawing the creep wave away. That's fine. I mean, if he's going to die anyway, you might as well go out in style, right?
Make some space, make some movement around the map, yeah?
I am worried for Team that they haven't touched this Druid yet. And do you remember Exotic Deer, when he used to play Lone Druid safe lane and always built Midas every game?
Yeah.
And then he'd just get like a Radiance. He'd have Midas Radiance at like 12 minutes. And then he would just push every single tower. I have a feeling that might just be how this game goes as well.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not 12 minutes, but definitely heading for very quick timing on this on these items here, as he's currently sitting on 85 CS and sitting quite happily on top of the net worth chart at 5.7k and 11 minutes 50 into the game. That's pretty good.
He's farming very well. I'm assuming he's going to go for the bear build, at least. I mean, I guess he could go for the range hero build still, theoretically. But yeah, he looks like he might be saving gold up for that Radiance. Can just see how it goes, I guess, as well. Alex is going for that Vanguard first. Okay. Guess it's really nice against the Druid and the Beastmaster. Why not? You want to build towards that Crimson Guard if you can. But yeah, I'm just worried that this... I feel like this DK has to come and pressure down now towards this bot lane, which I think he might be doing.
Meanwhile, Death pushing up on the top lane. He's got this this Vladimir's offering now, so not looking to leave here anytime soon.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, TP's coming in from compLexity, looking to defend this tower as a coil is dropped onto Gunnar here. They're going to throw down the Frost Shield onto him to try and keep him alive, but the Roar now coming out, the Illuminate as well, and they will find this kill. Now look for more, but the Chain Frost bouncing around from Alex Mike, doing a fair amount of work, but now going to go to the creeps. Alex Mike himself in trouble as the orb rips through, and the right clicks are going to be enough to bring down the Lich. But Limp's not done. They're looking for more. Beautiful Shard's going to knock back Brax as Limp fires in him, and the silence is going to come out. Meanwhile, the Will-O-Wisp drop, but does not connect onto that Darkseer. Very good, says Brax as he gets himself away.
I don't think that's very good because you've just lost your tower and your DK.
Yeah. Swings and roundabouts. Sammy Boy still doing his best to farm up here, but he's actually not gone for the Battle Fury. He's going for the usual Manta style and Diffusal we've been seeing more and more on this hero.
I mean, if he goes for that greedy Battle Fury this game, the game will be over by the time he gets his second item. You can't. You have to be able to fight early on here. If you don't, the Lone Druid is just going to completely take over the map and the game. You can't afford to be greedy.
How do you miss Will-O-Wisp, by the way?
He used it just before the Dark, or just after the Darkseer surged. So tried to catch him, but was just out of range anyway, unfortunately. To try and actually hit him. He actually hasn't gone for a point in Blinding Light, which I'm surprised about. I feel like it's not a bad game for it necessarily.
Yeah, I would like to have that that value, but there you go. Stun comes out onto the Beastmaster with these two manly men just ploughing into each other.
He doesn't have ult though on Gunnar. It's a little bit lackluster at the moment.
It's a very, very unexciting fight.
BOTs.
Hello, Limp. This is a bit of a showing as the ult comes out onto Gunnar once again, and Limp just styling on the enemy mid laner here. Are they able to bring him down? The Frost Shield comes out, but they'll just pile on these right clicks and bring him down. And they get Alex Mike as well. How dare you come in and Frost Shield your teammate? You will pay the price for that.
Limp is putting a puck show on for Gunnar here. He's teaching him how it's done. I don't know if you saw what he did. He orbed over the DK and didn't even silence him. He just went for the Lich straight away, just to stop him getting the Frost Shield off.
Immediate +1. I mean, he still got the Frost Shield on, but he was just looking for the next kill.
Yeah, and he went BOT straight away. 3 Null Talismans bottled BOTs, even before the blink.
Nation rolls in, but they're going to clear themselves out on the side of compLexity. They're done with this lane. They got their tower. They're going to back themselves out.
Yeah, but look at this space for the Lone Druid again. They pick up the Bounty Runes. Are team going to be able to get any?
Nope. Sir?
Hello, sir? Is that the Radiance?
Oh, they're waiting for the bottle.
Oh, he has the Relic.
Meanwhile, they do pick up Z-Freak. Z-Freak a little bit behind enemy lines there. Not too sure how or why he got there, but there you go. So, yeah, I mean, maybe warding or something. We'll say it's warding.
It was tactical. It was so they wouldn't gank the Druid while he was buying his Relic at the shop. That was all. Right? Sure.
Right.
So when they get this Radiance now, I think he might have just got the gold. It's coming out on the courier now. I feel like.
I don't think so.
Is it not?
No.
Oh no, when you click on the bear, it doesn't show the right amount of gold, does it? I remember. It doesn't update if you just keep it on the bear, which is annoying.
Oh, I see. Oh yeah, that is inconvenient to say the least. But yeah, it's just a couple more right clicks, a couple more creep waves before we can get these this Radiance online. And then Team are going to be even deeper trouble as, I mean, they're going to have their Manta on a jug, but Manta versus Radiance, it kind of feels a lot better to have the Radiance.
It definitely does, especially at the time that he's getting this Radiance. Is Tusk building a Medallion or Keeper of the Light maybe? Could look towards getting a Roche. He's gone Earn instead.
No, not picking up Medallion as of yet.
Z-Freak's pretty poor on this Tusk.
It'll still be a super slow Roche, like even with the Beastmaster and the Radiance, it's not fast. I think you just want to go for objectives, which aren't Roshan.
You could, yeah. Depends how safe you want to play, though. But I agree. I don't think you should be scared too much here when you get this Radiance online. I think taking fights sounds relatively straightforward as long as you have the Will-O-Wisp and everything else up.
Alrighty, so we're hitting the 16-minute, moving into the 17-minute part of the game. I guess you could call this the mid-game now. And we currently got Puck working towards his Yule Scepter. He's gone Boots, Travel, Blink. So full mobility, and then moving into the Blink and just causing chaos across this map. So he cancels that TP quickly. I might have been onto a dying creep. Not too sure.
I don't like that he's
There's a
not
lot of heroes
carrying
coming around in the mid lane. They're going to go in, but they're going to throw the stun onto Death, actually, as now Z-Freak enters the coil, but the beautiful coil from behind. He gets all 4 of them inside of it, and now the roar comes out as well as IX Mike does fall, but Z-Freak also goes down. Team. Oh, that's a good Will-O-Wisp as well. Gets both Gunner and the Darkseer inside of it. Meanwhile, in comes Sammyboy on the backlines trying to help out Gunner here as Gunner tries to turn around and fight, but it's Will-O-Wisp doing so much. Gunner, he's going to drop as the silence comes out from Limp. Now they look for more as well. The Radiance forcing back the side of Team. He throws in that rock on Nusham here. Tries to throw down the Magnetize as well, but unfortunately he is going to die. So Nusham goes down as well. Brax on the high ground just going to shine up by himself here as Limp looking for more.
Lucian just gave up his life there to try and keep his cause alive, stop them chasing.
Meanwhile, Cyborg running forward. He's going to Omni Slash, but there's a creep wave right here, so it's just going to bounce and do absolutely nothing.
It's a farming Omni. Fine. Absolutely fine.
Apparently so, and a tip comes out from 343 as well.
343 just does not understand the 6D chess that Sammy Boy's playing here.
Yep.
It's so efficient.
How would he have got those last hits anyway? Yeah.
It's so efficient to farm an Omni Slash, and I love that as soon as they get used, they just head straight into the Roche with the vet. They know they can't contest anymore.
Yeah, it's not the quickest Roche ever, but you know, team, they don't have anything left. They've used their wall, they've used their spells. It's time to go Roche.
That coil by Limp was so good as well.
That was insane.
It was keeping everybody in place, even though the Druid and the Keeper of the Light weren't there straight away. It doesn't matter because it bought them so much time. Really well played by Limp. He is putting on a very good show here. I've said it once, I'll say it again.
Meanwhile, they jump forwards. They're looking for the kill as well as Brax comes a little bit too close. This wall is being thrown out, but they will get the return kill onto Brax eventually here, or will they? As he's backing himself away. They're even going to throw down the coil. They really want this Darkseer, but they will get him.
Yeah, it's so low commitment though. The coil doesn't have a massive cooldown, so you know there's any chance he might get away. Just throw the coil. It's fine. I like the pipe pickup by Beastmaster as well.
Roll forwards. They're going on to the Juggernaut here. Sammyboy has to mantle himself out of this one. He backs himself away. compLexity will not find another pickoff, but they'll be happy all the same. Meanwhile, bottom lane's getting pushed in a little bit. Gunner looking for 3-4-3, but
he's just chilling.
Yeah, he just outplayed him with his Shadow Amulet. Gunner still searching. Will not come up finding. Meanwhile, compLexity still maintaining a sizable force on the team side of the map.
I was going to say, I like this pipe though because it kind of shows how they want to play the game, right? Where they know they're really strong now. They can end the game soon because they've got this Radiance on the Bear. He's going to have a +1 tanky item soon, I imagine, as well. So just make your Bear as strong as possible and just start pushing towers. What's stopping you?
That be a big old bear as they get up onto the high ground. Gunner is here to defend, but he doesn't have a whole lot, especially with that Dragon Form running out as well.
He stuns the bear to try and slow it down, but he is one grizzly bear.
Well, there's a roll in as they, oh no, there's a roll out actually. A failed roll out as they catch Nusham outside the base. And that is quite a lot of your initiation on Team gone. As now the roll comes out onto Brax as well. And a beautiful Will-O-Wisp. Tommyboy going in to destroy it. Will get rid of it, but it might be too late. The vacuum comes in, but there's no wall to follow up with. As down goes Brax. Doesn't have buyback. 33 seconds. Meanwhile, Miracle taking a bit of damage here. Gunner and Sammyboy trying to get a bit of right clicks off, but Lim just comes up on the backlines and snipes off IX Mike. And then gets back out of the base again. They are unable to deal with Limp right now.
And this is what I mentioned in the draft, though. They just don't have the damage to be able to kill these heroes, especially when they itemize as well as they have with building tanky.
Yeah, they feel very underwhelming, and the only real threat of damage right now is this Omni Slash, which unfortunately did get wasted last time. They need to make sure they use it well. They need to make sure it gets them a pick off.
Yeah, that's the problem.
But now with Darkseer coming back, compLexity are forced back for the time being, but they've got a decent amount from this push, and they've forced more pressure onto Team, which I'll be very happy about.
Definitely. You just want to take away as much of the map as you can at this point if you're a compLexity. There's no rush.
Yeah, they're on no timer.
You can just finish the game. It feels like they can just click their fingers and all of a sudden, you know, they can just all of a sudden just go full ham mode and just take the fight whenever they want. It's very much in their hands at the moment.
A lot of tips coming out onto Sammyboy as well. Why are they tipping you, Sammyboy?
He Omni slashed again.
Oh dear.
I don't know what he used it on, but he didn't get a kill.
How did he? What did he?
He might have been an illusion, would be my guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the bear? I don't know what he could have Omni-Slash there.
Sammy
That is
Boy
very confusing.
Maybe it was a farming Omni-Slash again. And
Yeah.
he's just being efficient.
Okay. Omni-Slash the Ancients.
I like that Druid's
Easy.
gone back for Tranquils as well. Just cheap. Nice item to just keep yourself alive. Gives you some extra movement speed as well to try and maneuver around the fights. As long as you don't get hit. Like, they have this Crims on the Darks here. But Gunner's just... It feels like Gunner's not really a hero at the moment on this DK. It's not like last game, where Limp was doing a decent amount on this DK early on. Gunner did try this game.
Ball coming in on the back line, but the Will-O-Wisp immediately to follow up, keeping Team T in place. They will get rid of that Will-O-Wisp quite quickly. Now the damage is actually coming through onto the Beastmaster here. They might get this kill, but no, Death throws down the ultimate, throws them off him, but finally goes down. But now the damage comes through onto Nusham instead. Nusham is dropped, and Sammy Boy could be in trouble, going back to base, but no, he gets himself out. It's Z-Freak who's the one who goes down. Gunner having to back himself out, stunning up the bear and trying to get himself away. Surge out of danger, and Sammy Boy comes in and tries to finish off that bear, but Miracle keeping him alive. The Spirit Bear will stay.
So low though, this bear. Yeah, it does die.
Yep, Gunner jumps in, gets the kill. Might pay with his life, but they're actually turning on to Miracle here. Miracle in trouble. He's got the Aegis though on this Spirit Bear. But I mean, it's on him, but it doesn't really matter because he's not going to come back with a Spirit Bear anyway, and he himself literally only has Tranquil Boots. Oh, he can resummon. Okay, now there's problems.
Limp comes back into the fight as well.
Coil from Limp. Sammy Boy, he's in trouble. He doesn't have a spin. He's just going to die to the coil. Two of them died to the coil. They just suicide themselves off in the middle lane.
The fear from the bear pushed them out the coil.
Oh my god. That's okay. My bad. I thought they were just...
Stop being so toxic.
God, toxic caster. Oh my god. Miracle. What a player. Team. Getting torn apart. Getting outplayed this game. It's hard to say it any other way.
That was the best initiation of a fight they've had all game so far, though. They finally managed to kind of like jump the backline at the start of the fight. But Limp, the fight went on for so long, I think he had a second coil. That's how long the fight went on for.
Yeah.
And as soon as that comes out, yeah, I mean, Lone Druid has an AC now.
Yeah, it's falling. It's getting out of control for Team. Last game, very, very close the whole way through. This time, not too sure.
Juck has a Maelstrom, so if he only slashes a hero this time, they could get some damage off.
Oops, stun out. Maybe they get themselves a cheeky kill onto Z-Freak on the backlines. They certainly will. The Tusk is going to drop, but the return kill onto Ix Mike comes in quickly. Now Limp gets a coil onto two. Nushima Brax held still, but they're even going to throw the coil onto the wall onto Limp. Now, well, they'll throw up the Will-O-Wisp, but Nusham runs forwards, roared up immediately as the buybacks are coming through quickly as they want to try and take this fight. Nusham brought down. Dragon Knight not looking very tanky right now, sir, as he's getting torn apart by Death and by Miracle here as he is going to die. Death looking low. Sammy Boy trying to chase and get this kill. He will be able to bring down the Beastmaster, and now looking towards Puck as well. They've got him locked down, but in comes the phase shift. He's not able to get himself out, though. The Yules. The phase shift again. He's got a blink. He's going south. And they won't be able to get him. They tried to blink forward with the Iron Shell, but it doesn't matter. He's got the orb out well in time. And, well, I mean...
Did the Puck buy back in that fight? I think he did, right?
Yes, yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
That would have been an absolute disaster if he died again there. They kind of...
Yeah, Limp brought back.
In these fights, they're basically just ignoring the Lone Druid Bear, and they're just going for everything else. They managed to get a full Omni-Slash onto the Keeper of the Light, which brought him down straight away, which is fantastic. Get him out of the fight straight away. Z-Freak brought back into that fight, but he wasn't there in time.
Coil onto the Darks here. Brax could find himself in trouble again as he used a blinding light to break the coil this time. And they're just chunking him down. Magic damage.
Surge.
Bear comes in as well. Yule's being thrown down to interrupt the surge. And now the fear as well. Brax just can't get it off right now.
Yeah, really, really well played. Using the blinding light to push him out the coil as well for the extra stun duration.
Yep. Just chaining up those abilities beautifully on the side of compLexity. Honestly, they're looking like a well put together team right now, which is not what we could have said about them last qualifiers.
Yeah, they're playing a lot more confidently. It's always nice to see people when they stick together with a roster that didn't do necessarily very well, but they stick together and they really start to improve. I mean, it's always nice to see. I mean, I wasn't going to say anything, but okay.
Blink onto the high ground from Limp, looking towards Gunner perhaps as the orb comes flying through, but Gunner gets himself away. Shards working against him a little bit there as in comes the Will-O-Wisp. Sammy Boy locked in place as he is just... Now the coil comes out of the background. Gunner and IX Mike can't get involved in this fight, and the fear coming through. Sammy Boy running away, but he is dead. 50 seconds. No Sammy Boy. Gunner popping the ultimate. Maybe turn this one around. But it is Nusham's caught on the low ground and picked off by the Lone Druid. And now they're up onto the high ground, and they have got the Crimson Guard on the towers, but it's not doing a lot. Meanwhile, 343 gets run down as well. Z-Freak finds Gunner, though, looking to punish him for this kill, but the wall comes out. Limp playing around on the back lines. It's actually Gunner looking really, really low. They're trying to fear him up with the Fear. Nearly fires him straight back up to the base with the Surge and Fear, but it's not quite enough. Meanwhile, this is actually Brax going down as well inside his own wall, but it's not enough to help him survive. And Miracle is godlike right now, and they're just inside the enemy base.
The Darkseer just feels so underwhelming this game because he can't make a copy of the Lone Druid Bear. So what the wall just doesn't do anything apart from like the Beastmaster aura's nice, I guess, but it's not like they're against a Jug or something, a hero with a Radiance or anything like that the wall can really abuse.
Yeah, that's a great point, actually. The fact that you can't replicate this Radiance on the side of Miracle makes it such a more valuable pickup this game. And another reason why the Lone Druid is great versus the Spirit Breaker is like... sorry, the Dark. Yeah. Another questionable Omni Slash from Sammy Boy. Another Fear comes out as they break the coil onto IX Mike, and this game is over. Nusham also picked off, and compLexity, they'll throw down the Raw. They will pick off Sammy Boy just for good measure as the GG is called. IX Mike taps it out for his team, and they'll be going down to the lower bracket.
They just can't deal with this Lone Druid Bear. They just don't have the damage to be able to chew through these heroes. I mean, it's great that
too much.
If you get a good vac into like a wall or something, where's your follow-up damage afterwards? It's all in on the Omni Slash. And you don't have any cleave or anything, so the Bear's just tanky sitting in the front line. You've got this Beastmaster keeping everybody alive with the pipe. And Limp putting on a really good performance on this puck this game, constantly going for the right heroes, going for the back lines, trying to pick off these heroes like the Lich and the Earth Spirit and the Darkseer, and just using this silence really effectively throughout the whole game, it felt like.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't want to lay into Gunner too much, you know, losing the matchups both ways, super rough, but you got to give credit to the guy, you know, he literally just joined this team after getting kicked from Flying Penguins after the major. He hasn't had a long time to adjust, and neither have Team, so things, you know, still waiting to fall into place from Team, but got to give him credit, you know, they did look like a good team in Game 1, maybe not so much in Game 2, maybe a couple of drafting issues there, perhaps. As we said, you know, we were calling it in the draft, they didn't have the damage to be able to take fights, especially when that Omni Slash. And how do you pull off a good Omni Slash versus a Spirit, you know, the Spirit Bear? It just absorbs really the whole thing, and Miracle was pretty much the only problem. You can't Omni Slash Limp. Your options are very limited there as Sammy Boy. It was a very rough Juggernaut game. And we also talked about how much they had to go through the spin as well.
It did very much feel those 2 games in a row, there was so much pressure on Sammy Boy to try and carry these games, where Gunner didn't necessarily have the greatest performance, you know, by his standards, especially. He's been playing really well recently. Unfortunately, if Sammy Boy doesn't get enough farm that game, he can't carry against all these heroes from compLexity that are farming really well. I think coming into these qualifiers, though, compLexity were definitely the favourites. So it's not too much of a surprise, I would say, that they're in the final. I don't think they were favourites by much.
Yeah, I think
they were the favourites.
I think a lot of people had Team tagged as the... I think the recent mix-up makes compLexity favourites, but I still think Team had the potential to take this game and the series as well. Unfortunately, you know, just a couple of issues still to work out in their team and in the drafting as well. But you know what? They're going to go down to the lower bracket, and it's going to be the Grudge rematch once again. Team versus Flying Penguins. Requiem. Reloaded.
So Flying Penguins beat the CCNC and
they did
Mason
indeed.
set.
Yeah, Mason unfortunately phased down is the word of the day. They will not be going through to the minor. So it's going to be compLexity in the finals. Team versus Flying Penguins to come up now. That's going to be tomorrow, I believe. Let me just double check that one over there. Yep, February 10th at 22 CET. I don't know what that is for all you Americans out there who are probably watching, but I'm sure you can find all the information on Liquipedia and on the StarLadder website. Congratulations to compLexity as they do make it through to the finals. Only one game away from making it through to the minor. Team, they got to face it out in the grudge match as we're going to have Gunner versus Royoya round 2. That'll be tomorrow. Do not miss it. But from us, it is going to be goodbye. Thank you so much for watching. We really enjoy doing these hubs. And if you are enjoying the cast, then please do throw us a follow on Twitter and let us know how we did. Of course, we're always reading all your messages and everything. Thank you very much. And we will catch you tomorrow at, I believe, 1 p.m. CET or something like that for the EU/CIS games. I think it's CIS games. I don't really know. But we're going to cast something and you should be there too over on this channel or BTS2. See you later and thank you and goodbye.